Do you ever wonder why you're doing what you do in life? Do you wish that you could be really happy and passionate about what you do? Or maybe you already are and you want to expand in a different direction. Hi, I'm Barbara Ann, host of What the Why? I love what I do. A lot of that has to do with my story, my journey to this point in life. And guess what? Everybody has a story. So please join me for conversations with leaders from all walks of life about what they do, and more importantly, why they do it, how they found their core purpose, their passion, their mission in life. And if you're looking for your own, maybe you'll get some great suggestions on how you too can find your why. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of What the Why. If you're joining us for the first time, our show features conversations with diverse leaders from all walks of life about why they do what they do and how they figured out their purpose. Whether you're sick and tired of feeling sick and tired or tired of feeling stuck in your job, your company, your life, all of our guests have something in common. At some point, they felt some version of similar, but they decided to do something about it. Because courage is not the absence of fear, it's moving forward despite it. And this particular guest I have been looking forward to since she gave me my first frequency combination. Marian Egan is a global award winner, international speaker, author, artist, and energy healer with over 40 years of experience guiding people back to wellness, balance, and vitality. She's a pioneer in holistic transformation, and Marian integrates more than 10 healing modalities, including kinesiology, Reiki, NLP, and energy healing to address the root cause of the imbalance in us all. Founder of Heart Art Magic, which is an awesome name, and creator of the Healing Card Deck series, which this is going to be really important. We're going to talk a lot about that. Marian blends art, frequency, and healing to empower self-discovery and renewal. Her accredited programs with the International Kinesiology College, Personal Development School, inspire leadership and lasting transformation through creativity, compassion, and conscious growth. I'm so excited. I've been looking forward to this since she gave me my first frequency numbers. I've been carrying them with me. I periodically put them near my heart. And so without further ado, joining me from way across the pond, I'm super excited to introduce you all to Marian Egan. So
Oh,
welcome.
thank
Welcome.
you so much, Barbara. And it's great to be here. Really, really good to be here. Thank you.
Absolutely. And, I won't go into the details, but the timing of this couldn't be more perfect. And before we dive into the rest of the awesomeness that is you, I always like to start by asking from day one, for those of you that have been with us for this show, most of us aren't doing what we thought we would be doing when we were little. So, what did little Marian want to be when she was growing up?
Well, what I wanted to be was a designer. I wanted to design my own clothes, right? And that never happened. Well, that didn't happen back then. It happens
Mhm.
now because I design my own clothes now. So this is my hobby. So what my passion back then has become my hobby now. And for me, it's just a great outlet, you know. I I have different colors. I might have this, this top which I made up. I'd have it in every different color. I have a hat to match with each color. So when I go out, I'm quite coordinated. The only thing I have to buy is maybe a skirt or some trousers or shorts, whatever, to go with whatever I'm wearing. So I love it.
Okay, so first of all, I love the top, love the color. It's awesome. And wow, I would say not still just aspiring to be a designer, you are, but we're here to
Mhm.
talk about those other skills that you have. So, how
Yeah.
did you get from wanting to be a fashion designer, who still is, to where you are now?
Well, how I got to where I am now was I was looking for answers because I felt so awful growing up. I had a trauma when I was 8 years old. And as a result of that, as a teenager and then as an adult, I was always looking to see how can I feel good about who I am because I felt so bad about who I was. I felt guilty growing up. And so, in investigating that, I mean, the first modality I trained in was reflexology, you know, that was the first modality. The second one was Reiki. The third one was kinesiology, etc., etc. Then I went on to train with Richard Bandler and Paul McKenna for NLP and hypnosis, and Dr. Bradley Nelson for the emotion code. But it was all the time looking to heal how badly I felt. I mean, I used to walk to school with my hood up over my head, trying to hide because I thought people could see how badly I felt. That's how bad I was. So that's how I got into this profession, was looking to heal me.
Wow. And there's lots of people who pursue things. You chose the path of actually trying to help others do what was helping you.
Mhm.
And I mean, you didn't just choose a path. I mean, you really forged a trail in some of this. Um, what, where did you find the courage to make this your mission where others may not?
Well, I think that the courage found me, to be honest, because when you're training in any modality, in order to qualify, you have to return case studies. So
Mm,
in doing my case studies, I got results, and the results went out. And then people told people about who I was, the results they got. So people came back and looked to book a session with me. So it was organic. So as I say, it found me rather than me looking for it.
mhm. Now let's talk about what it is, because there's so many different modalities that you offer.
Yeah.
But earlier in the introduction, I mentioned my own frequency numbers that
Yeah.
you had done for me the first time we met. And for those who don't know, what is frequency related healing?
Okay, so if you think about frequency, everything is a frequency. You and I are speaking. My voice is a frequency. It's a vibration within me. So is yours. When you hear the traffic outside, that's a frequency. We're on this connection on Zoom. That's a frequency to connect us. If I ring your mobile phone, I will get you. I won't get your next door neighbor because that's a frequency that connects us. So it's a connection, right? So everything is a frequency. Sound has a frequency, has an energy. And I think that's why I just umbrellaed myself as an energy healer, because it was easier to say energy healer than rhyme off all these modalities that I'm qualified in. So, but the frequencies I'd been using for many years, and I suppose I'll tell you the story about why I created my own frequencies, was my 95-year-old mom got COVID and pneumonia at the same time. And she was already on oxygen 24/7. So she was already very ill. And the doctor just said, this is a very serious situation. And the next day, my daughter did a Zoom call with me to tell me of her cancer diagnosis. So I had mom on one hand, Jenny on the other hand. And Jenny said to me, I want you to be my mom, not my therapist, which was, perfectly that's the way she wanted it, and that was fine. But I'd helped so many cancer clients back on the road to health, and I'm thinking, well, how can I do it? If she doesn't want me to do that, how can I do it?
Mhm.
So I'm looking, so many years ago, I brought art into my practice. I'm the founder of Heart Art Magic, which is painting what you're feeling, painting from here, right? And when you paint what you're feeling, now the feeling is outside of you. It's no longer within you. So you've released it. And the magic is really important because the magic is the acronym for my ability to go into my center. This is where the magic happens, inside of you. And that's what I discovered in all the years, that nobody was going to fix me. I needed to heal myself. And it started off by forgiving myself. That was the key to unlocking my journey of release. So with Jenny and Mom, what I did was I did a heart art painting every week. I sent the energy of the painting to them. And then one of the days when I did this painting, and it really had such an impact on me. I meditated on it and I got the inspiration to create a card deck. And I'm thinking, how do you create a card deck? I knew nothing about it. No, nothing about it. So within 24 hours, I was put in touch with a lady in the United States. She had a card deck course. I jumped on it. I did it. Now, Barbara Ann, I nearly threw the computer out the window. I don't know how many times, 100, over 100 times. But anyway, I did it. It was out of pure and utter desperation. And the card deck would look like this is an image, and on the back of a message. And then I said to myself, well, each message and image has a frequency. So I made a frequency to match the image. And that's where the frequencies came from, right? But then I didn't know how they worked. And I couldn't ring anybody to ask them how did these work because I created them. So I got a friend of mine on Zoom one day and I said, look, Noreen, I've created these cards. Can you help me? I said, by any chance, do you have any pain in your body? And she said, yes, I do. And she said, my back is really, really bad. And she said, I can hardly move at the minute. So I said, out of 10, 10 being the worst scenario and 0, where is it on that scale? And she said, it's a 7. So she chose a card. She looked at the image, she read the message, and then she installed the frequency, and her pain level went from 7 down. The next card went down further. Third card, her pain was totally gone. And she bent over, touched her toes, and she said, oh my goodness. And I equals that. It was like, how could that happen? So then I messaged clients and I set up Zoom calls and I recorded every call, hip pain, back pain, foot pain, neck pain, all gone within minutes. Stress, anxiety, gone. And then I knew I had something special.
Wow.
That's how the card deck was born, from pure and utter desperation, inspiration, and then a solution.
Okay. Now, if you could hold up the card that you created, the card deck you created, you did the art on it as well,
Yeah.
correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you have this idea, you've now birthed it, and that transforms into becoming a global award winner. I mean, your cards are being used in how many countries again?
19 countries.
Yeah, which is rather significant. And so in the overall scheme of the world, there's so many different really amazing modalities. I've used some myself. This is the first time, other than, from a healing perspective, this is the first time I've ever heard of anybody doing the frequency the way you do it, especially with
Mm-hmm.
the numerically. So what you just shared a couple of different examples. To the extent that you're comfortable, what was the outcome, especially for your daughter?
Well, both Mom and Jenny got well. Now, they had their conventional treatments as well. Like Jennifer did have to have surgery and she had her chemotherapy, and Mom got well, which was wonderful. And Mom lived for another 2 years, which was fantastic. So we had her
Yeah.
for another 2 years. And she loved the cards. She used to pick up the cards and look at all the images and think, how did you come up with that idea? But, you know, I don't think I came up with the idea. It was just pure and utter, the desperation was the driver to create something that would work. And I just thought the painting would just be the thing, but I brought it to the next level. Now, Barbara, and I could have just said, that's a great idea and left it at that.
Yeah.
I acted on the inspiration. And for anybody that's listening, acting when you get an idea, don't just say, oh, that's a great idea. Even just grab your phone. I did this with somebody yesterday. I said, pick up your phone and go into WhatsApp and record this whatever inspiration you get, record it so that you can go back and say, gosh, because you will never remember. You will not remember. If you don't write it down, then act on it. So that's a tip for going forward. Write it down or record it on your phone so that you can capture it and do something about it.
Yeah. And and it's interesting because I just had a conversation with a friend yesterday about sometimes when things come to like us like that in stream of conscience, we don't remember. And
Yeah.
so I want to really validate that point of writing it down
Mm.
because sometimes it just kind of happens. It downloads to you, and
Yeah.
then you're like, oh, this seems important.
Yeah.
Uh, and then we don't act on it. So,
Mm.
one of the things that I'm really curious about is, so you start doing it with your clients that you were already working with, because we didn't really delve into that. Yes, you started out as a therapist who went on this journey of exploration because you recognized that there was so much more
Yeah.
available. Um, and so with the cards, how did you how did that grow from your practice to 19 countries?
It's a great question. Well, how that grew was as a kinesiologist, I decided to go and attend a conference in Tenerife. And I was presenting literally what I've shared with you and the audience, how it started and how I created it. And it was live streamed around the world, as well as a lot of therapists in the room with me. And at the end of it, I said, could I have a volunteer from the audience? And this lady volunteered. I said, somebody with pain. Now, I can do this with relationships or with business or whatever, but pain is an instant indicator. You'll know straight away. If it's a relationship or a business, you might have to wait a few weeks or months before you'd realize you've got the result. So
Mhm.
this lady volunteered, and I said she had a pain in her heel, which she'd had for months. And she's a kinesiologist herself. And after just choosing one card and installing the frequency, her pain was gone and she was tapping her heel and banging it. But I did say to the audience, you know, piggyback on what I'm doing with Marina, do the very same thing. And everybody followed in. And when Marina's pain was gone, a member of the audience put her hand up and she said, can I just say my pain is also gone as well? So that was wonderful. And this was because I'd had so much uh, solutions and so many people having this result, I didn't have to wonder, will it work? I knew it was going to work, and it did. So that's how it went global. And the other nice thing about that, the presenter before me, who lives in Canada, contacted me, and she's a doctor in Canada, and we've been working together ever since. So it's wonderful. That's how it's in 19 countries.
Wow, I love it. And, by many indicators, one could say you're still just getting started. Um, what's something or one thing, even just one thing, that you feel you haven't yet completed?
The one thing I haven't yet completed, which I really want to do, is to teach somebody and pass on my format and my formula. I have it all packaged. It's all here, all ready to go, and I just need to teach it and pass it on.
Hmm.
That's what I would like to do. Because then it means it's not just one person doing it, it can be multiplied and have a greater impact than what it's currently having right now.
Yeah, and that's so for those of you who are listening out there, and I know there's an audience out there that um, is very much into complementary, I believe was the word you used,
Mhm.
therapies. This could be a tremendous opportunity to learn how to offer something that isn't currently offered. Um, it's interesting. Sometimes people will listen to a podcast like this and they'll go, "Oh, that makes a lot of sense." And then there are others that will say that can't work. Um, and yet you're proof, I'm proof, others are proof out there that everything is energy. So why would you think that energy doesn't help stabilize and equalize other energy.
Mm, yeah.
And so let's talk. You touched briefly about the frequency. There's a tapping component to this.
Yes.
Yeah. So someone picks up a card. Walk us through, if you could, when they've selected the card, what happens next? I mentioned I tucked it next to my heart, the numbers.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, there's four modalities to the card. There's the image, there's the color, because every chakra has a color. There's the message and the frequencies. There's four modalities. So when you look at the image, and the other thing is, this has been the most amazing thing. When people read the message, I'll give you an instance, and this is my own instance, which happened last week. I'm I from the very first day I wrote down card number one because I didn't know, as I said, how they worked. So I put down card number one and I set an intention and I chose three cards and I uh, made a journal. Now I'm on card number 5,536 right now. Okay, so I've chosen over 5,000 cards for myself, but I've recorded every one of them. But last week, as I was recording, um, I was saying to myself, okay, well, now I have a number of decks. I've created 8 decks, you know.
oh,
Yeah, 5 of them are all hand painted and the others are digital. So I set my intention and I was saying I actually made a song I composed a song after my mum passed. I composed a song and I play it just to myself. Nobody else hears it, just to me and to her. Hopefully she's listening, right? And so I composed a song. And then I'm speaking at a conference with this Dr. Michelle Greenwell in Canada on the 16th of this month. I'm presenting at her conference. And so I composed a song for the conference and I called it my treat for this retreat. So as I was singing that song and my mom's song, and I wrote my intention and I said, well, which card deck will I choose from today? And I said, well, I'll choose deck number 5. And deck number 5 is the fifth dimension. And then, well, what card? And then I chose a number, whatever number the card was, and I pull out the image. And the image is the painting that I painted as a tribute to my mom. And I was saying, oh my gosh, I mean, here am I talking about the song to mom, and that the painting as a tribute to mom came up. And I said, you can't make that stuff up, you know. And when clients pull the card and there's a message, sometimes the wording in the intention is actually the wording in the message as well. That to me is amazing. Out of all the decks and all the cards that they can choose. And this is intuitive. It's not, they don't know the cards. I don't even know what messages are on each card until I read them again. You know,
mhm.
so that's really interesting.
It is. And so there's probably at least one person, as well as others, who are really interested in learning more about the cards and what your plans are to expand your legacy, to make sure that this continues and to grow and thrive and spread. Um, what are your plans?
Well, I have a number of courses, like just the simple card deck course. It's
Okay.
the foundation. It's actually the foundation of my program, which is the Empowering Change program. And it's because all the artwork is done, all the frequencies are done, all the cards are done, and it's literally teaching someone how to use the cards for the best outcome for personally and professionally.
Mm,
So it's just
mhm.
to teach what I know to be true, what works. And the wonderful thing is, I got I had an 86-year-old woman this week. She's been in pain for 45 years. And when I left her house, because I did a house call for her, she was pain free. That
Wow.
that's what floats my boat.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's what really drives me.
Yeah. Very clearly your purpose. Very
Hmm.
clearly.
Yeah.
and the world benefits from you living into that. Um, and so if someone wanted to learn more, you mentioned that you offer courses.
Yes.
Um, what are your, I guess it sounds so corporate, but what are your expansion plans? So someone takes a course with you, but now they really want to go further. So for example, yesterday I spent the day with a friend of mine who's an energy healer,
Hmm.
and we were at the beach. And so we talk about all of the different things and that my naturopath does, that I do, that she does. Um, this is probably something that both of them, as well as me, would be interested in. So you go on, you take the course, then what? It sounds like you're kind of, for lack of better words, flying the plane of helping to build additional or identify additional practitioners. So what if somebody listening is interested in that?
The ideal thing is just to get in touch and then we'll see, well, where do they want to take it? Do they want to start off, just with the basic course, which is obviously where you would start? Or do you want to, as you say, instead of flying the plane, take a jet? If how slow do you want to go or how fast do you want to take it? So
Mm,
all the courses, I have them all complete. They're all ready to go. I'm ready to go. So who would like to jump on and join me?
awesome. Now, they reach out to you, they learn about how they take the courses. Is this something that they do directly with you one-on-one, online, a combination of? Uh, how does the learning journey commence, and how do you move forward?
So I would do it on a weekly basis on Zoom. um, because most of the people I work with are international. So Zoom is the way to go. And again, that fits in with the plane scenario, so we can zoom in. Um, but it is one-on-one with me. But I have all the courses. I have recordings and video recordings with everything. So even if you missed anything, you can catch up on a recording and take it from there. So and then I'm always available for questions.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. So still very much in the organic stages, which is the best time for people to
Yeah.
to kind of get involved in and learn it. Um, as my
But
natural life likes to put it, the issues are in the tissues and the frequencies all are
yeah.
connected to that. And so,
But it is
um,
an international, it has it's accredited with the International Kinesiology College, the Personal Development School. So anybody who does do it has that accreditation. So it's not just great, you've completed your course. It's actually an accredited course.
that's important to know.
Yeah.
So because there are people who watch, people that I've interviewed that are that offer kinesiology. What if somebody's not yet trained in kinesiology? And just really quick for those who don't even know what that is, what is kinesiology?
Kinesiology is when I experienced it first, I was just so amazed that, and this is where I learned my body has all the answers. So when somebody comes to me and they'd say, well, I'm so glad to be here because you're going to fix this. And I'll say, no, hang on a second. You're going to fix it. I'm going to teach you how to do it yourself. So I don't call my program Empowering Change for nothing. My thing is to empower people to heal themselves. Give them the tools. Let them do it. Teach them how to do it. Because then they're not dependent on me. They'll be able to do it themselves. So kinesiology basically is like a biofeedback system. So what happened to me when I was 8, I mean, I felt destroyed me, but in one sense, it made me who I am today. So, there's always a positive from a negative. And so kinesiology is your body giving you the what's right for you. Your body, your brain can never lie to you. So I'm sure people have heard, about the muscle response, or, when you test the muscle, it stays strong for a yes and it goes weak for no. And that is you being able to, so if you say, for instance, you say your name
Mhm.
and your body will say yes. my name is Marian. And if I say my name is Patrick, my body will say, no, it's not Patrick. But it just gives me a yes or no signal. And that's what kinesiology is. It's so simple. And I think everybody should learn it. Even if you just wanted to test, when you go into a shop and test and see, well, is this deodorant okay for me? Your body will give you a yes or it'll give you no. And then it's like try before you buy, because if it doesn't suit your body will tell you, please don't do that to me because I can't handle it. So
Hmm.
kinesiology is key to having a great life and knowing what's right for you and not what's not right for you. It's a great tool to have.
Yeah. And as we wrap up on time, for those who don't know what NLP or neuro-linguistic programming is, that is also another modality that really kind of complements all of the things that we've been talking about. And
Yeah.
so really quickly, what we say to each other is so important. So can you talk a little bit about neuro-linguistic programming before we go?
Well, it's also what you say to yourself, which is even more important. So if I say to myself, well, look, I'm going to try that. Trying presupposes failure in advance, okay? You either do it or you don't do it. Both of those are equally empowering. But if you try something, you're wondering, will it or won't it work? So don't do that to yourself. So it's literally what you say, um, like saying, well, when I qualify, then you're telling your body you're going to qualify, and it's only a matter of its timing and how long it's going to take.
Mm.
So that's what NLP is. It's about what you say to yourself and how you perceive things, you know. And it's wonderful particularly when you teach your children, and then when you say something that's not quite correct, and your child comes up and says, "Do you hear what you've just said?" So you
Yep.
can correct yourself, which is great. It's
Mhm.
fantastic. Just knowing what to say and how to say it.
Yeah. And I really want to emphasize the point that you just made. When we say I forget exactly how you phrased it, but when we say we're going to try something, we're setting ourselves up to fail. Or,
Exactly.
or using one of my favorite Star Wars characters, there's only do or not do. There's no try.
Okay.
So, on that kind of interesting twist, uh, on quoting Yoda, by reframing what you said, there are people out there that are probably going to be really interested in learning more about what you're doing. So the audience, as you know, we always put the contact information for all of our guests in the links below wherever you're accessing this show, either audio or video. But Marian, for those who are listening on audio right now or watching video that would like to know the easiest way to contact you, what is that?
The easiest way is probably email, or my WhatsApp number
Oh,
is, yeah, WhatsApp number is a good way because, but the best way is to text me on WhatsApp to say, this is who I am and this is how I found out about you, and then I can, because if I'm with a client, I won't answer the phone, obviously, and then I can get back to a person on WhatsApp, yeah, or email.
okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you heard it. Reach out to Marianne on WhatsApp, and thank you so much. Like I said, I'm still carrying the numbers that you pulled for me on the cards that you read for me. Read it all down on a sticky. I still have them, and I am going to order the deck for myself. And I hope all of you listening give it a try as well. Um, you really don't have a
Give
lot
it
to
a go.
lose.
Give it a go. Don't give it a try. Give it a go.
That's true. Thank you for that reframe. If you're gonna
Okay.
go do it, just go buy the cards and do it and see what's possible for you. And so thank you again so much, Marian, for being here, for sharing about what you do, and um, and I look forward to seeing you continue to grow and evolve as um, this moves from 19 countries to, well, let's just say all of them.
More. Yes, to more. Yeah. But just see it as a self-healing toolkit. That's really what it is. It's a self-healing toolkit that you can use on a daily basis, which I use on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And it just keeps me on the straight and narrow,
Which is
going
awesome.
forward, moving forward.
So thank you again for being here, sharing your information, sharing your wisdom. And for all of you who are listening and or watching, thank you for being a part of our show. You have so many different options these days, and we really appreciate the fact that you're investing your time and your energy with watching and supporting us. And if you are benefiting from the brilliance of the guests that we feature, please let someone else know about it so that they can also benefit. And always, always remember, whether you're looking to make changes big or small, tune in again for more illuminating, fascinating, and educational conversations with guests like Marian, who overcame major challenges in her life to formulate her purpose and to live it.